threat report put out by Cisco, it found that companies are experiencing 339 malware attacks each month. That breaks down to 11 attacks per day, a staggering 200% increase from a year ago. Chris Young is a senior vice president for Cisco's Security and Government Group, joining me now with what companies can do to keep their network safe. And Chris, you are presenting at the RSA Cyber Security Conference later on today. A few buzzwords that are getting thrown around. I love BYOD, bring your own device. Why does that pose such a big threat to corporations out there?
BYOD is posing not a new threat to corporations, it's changing the model. It used to be that we were handed a computer and our IT department had us access all of their resources on that machine. In today's world, people are bringing their own devices, their iPhones, their iPads, their Android devices. And so what it's done is it's changed the landscape of computing, and it's changing the way we're needing to deliver security in the enterprise.
We know, Chris, this is something that large corporations have to deal with on such a big level. What about smaller and medium-sized companies as well, too? Because we see security and cybersecurity posing a bigger and bigger threat, no matter what business size you are.
It doesn't matter what size of business you are, whether you're a one-person shop or a 100,000-person organization that's got a global footprint. You know, cyber attacks are real, the threats are there, the risks are there, but there are ways to mitigate those risks.
And so give us some ideas. What are ways that companies out there and entrepreneurs and business people who are watching right now, they can do to lower their risk profile?
So there's a lot you can do today. So the first thing that we're doing is we're turning security into a more intelligent delivery through the network. We're doing things like bringing visibility to our customers so they can see what's happening around the globe. We're giving them better context. Think about it. If you know who, what, when, and where someone's accessing your information, you can do a lot better job of allowing them to do things like bring their own device or access some sort of application they want to access, but apply the right level of control. And when the combination of those factors don't make sense, you can block the bad guys from coming into your network or accessing your applications.
Chris, I imagine there's such a fine balance between security and productivity. As an employee, I want to be able to walk into my company and say, I want to use this device. This is the device of my choice. I want to be able to access it everywhere and all the websites that I choose to access it on. On the flip side, the corporation that I work for may say, well, not so fast. It's not necessarily in our best interest. So how do you find the best mix for your company?
That ship's already sailed for a lot of organizations. They're really at a point now where most organizations can't say no. Employees are bringing their own devices. So what they're trying to do now is make sure that they can deliver that security experience as part of the user's access. It's really about bringing the experience and bringing the security into the network access point. So not trying to own the device or put an agent on a device or control it. It's about letting the user get access to the resources they need, but funneling them down to just enough access and managing the risk associated with that access.
What about third-party apps, Chris? Also, I know that that is also a tremendous source of exposure for companies out there. Is there going to be a better way to sort of monitor the proliferation and the magnitude of, and growth of third-party apps and employees that use them?
So one way to help your employees or protect your employees when they're out there accessing third-party applications or using the cloud is to not be afraid of the cloud, but use the cloud to help you secure that access. Use the cloud as a way to filter out, bad applications or bad websites for your users. And that's a way of leveraging the power of the cloud to give us better security while we give users the freedom to access all those different applications that they want to use on their personal devices or even on the work devices.
With new technological frontiers comes new problems. Chris Young of Cisco addressing some of the solutions to those new ideas, new problems that come up with innovative technology. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, now to your answers to our question of the day. It only happens once every 4 years.